All right, so let's jump right into it today. We're talking all about vendor and supplier contracts.
Oh, yeah.
We've got this fantastic guide we're going to be pulling from Ramen Legal, a comprehensive guide to vendor and supplier contracts for startups and business owners.
That's a great resource.
And this is such an important area for, any business, but especially startups and growing companies. I mean,
Absolutely. It's the foundation of everything.
yeah.
Really.
So let's just get right to it. Like, what exactly are vendor and supplier contracts?
Mhm.
I feel like sometimes people use them interchangeably. Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is a slight distinction. If you think of vendors as the businesses that provide you with like ready-to-use goods or services,
Mhm.
your software provider, your marketing agency, even your office coffee supplier, those are vendors.
Got it.
Suppliers, on the other hand, tend to be more involved in the upstream supply chain, providing the raw materials or the components that go into creating your product or your service.
It's almost like vendors are more like retailers and suppliers are more like manufacturers.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Okay, that makes sense. But regardless of what we call them, like the key takeaway here is that we need to formalize these relationships with a solid contract, right?
Absolutely. You can't just rely on a handshake anymore.
No.
It's just not enough in today's business world.
Especially as a startup where you're moving so fast,
Yeah,
it's tempting to be like, okay, yeah. We'll figure it out later. But
right. You got to get that foundation in place early.
why is it so essential, though?
Well, for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it defines each party's obligations with absolute clarity.
Right.
What are you responsible for? What am I responsible for?
Prevents those misunderstandings.
Exactly.
Yeah, and disputes, hopefully.
Right, so you can avoid those finger-pointing moments when something inevitably goes wrong.
And it's not just about avoiding conflict. It's also about risk mitigation, right?
Absolutely.
Oh.
A well-drafted contract acts like a safety net, outlining procedures for handling disruptions, quality issues, or any of those unforeseen events that could pop up.
So it's like having a playbook for those what-if scenarios.
Exactly.
But let's be honest, the word contract, I mean, it can sound a little scary.
Oh, yeah.
It can sound a little overwhelming to people. So let's just break it down. Like, what are the key elements that make up a solid, legally sound agreement?
Okay, so first things first, you've got to clearly identify the parties involved.
Okay.
We're talking full legal names, addresses, contact details, no ambiguity about who's responsible for what.
Got it.
Then you need to define the scope of the agreement.
Yep.
This section outlines the specific goods or services being provided, including, details like specifications, quantities, timelines, all that good stuff.
So it's like making sure everyone's crystal clear about what is being provided, when it's expected, all of that.
Right.
And then we get to the financial side of things.
Right, and that's where pricing and payment terms come in.
Makes sense.
This section covers everything related to costs, payment schedules, and potential price adjustments. You want to outline that pricing structure, whether it's fixed variable, a combination of both payment due dates, accepted methods, even late payment penalties.
To avoid any surprises.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to make sure those cash flow issues don't pop up.
Speaking of surprises, what about like delays or like quality hiccups that can happen even with the best plans?
Oh, right. So that's where delivery terms come into play.
Okay.
This section specifies the delivery location, the methods, and crucially, the lead times.
Lead times are huge.
Huge. And having those clear expectations around lead times can help prevent those last-minute scrambles and keep those operations running smoothly.
For sure. For sure. Now, how do we actually ensure like that what is being delivered meets the quality standards that you're looking for?
That's a great question, and that's where a section on quality standards and inspection comes in.
Okay.
So this outlines the criteria the goods or services must meet, whether it's adhering to, industry standards, specific certifications, or even your own internal benchmarks.
So you don't get stuck with something that's subpar.
Exactly. And the contract should also specify who has the right to inspect the goods or services, before accepting them.
Right.
It's all about protecting yourself.
Okay, so you've inspected it, and there's an issue. Is that where warranties come in?
You got it. Warranties and representations, they provide those assurances. They guarantee the quality and the compliance of what you're receiving, and they outline, what happens if those guarantees aren't met.
Yeah, it's like that extra layer of protection.
It is, especially for those mission-critical components or services.
Okay, so this is a lot. We've already covered a lot of ground, and we're just getting started.
We're just scratching the surface.
There's so much that goes into these contracts, and it already seems like a lot to think about, but I can already see how getting these details down can save so many headaches down the road.
Absolutely, and we've got a lot more to cover.
We do, but I think we need to take a pause here, let everyone absorb all this amazing information we've already talked about, and when we come back, we're going to keep going.
Right into those nitty-gritty details.
Exactly. Stay tuned.